Alright, hello everyone and welcome now to another game between Infi and Fly. This game is going to be taking place on last Refuge as we see Fly spawning as the red orc on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom left we have Infi spawning as the blue human. Human versus orc once more. One of my favorite matchups just because I know human so well. It was my race to go to and play back in the day. I think I was top 1,000 on the Battle.net servers in 1v1, and then top 50 in the random team department. So much more of a casual player, but really enjoying all that this RTS had to offer. Now, what are we going to be looking at in this particular game? As we are looking at most likely an Archmage versus Blade Master matchup. I do apologize if I get a little bit out of breath. I am still a little bit under the weather, probably close to about 60 to 70% back to my normal self, but I will be coughing and clearing my throat from time to time. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way. Now, Blade Master versus Archmage. Slow is going to become a very, very crucial part of this matchup as we do see the Voodoo Lounge now being built. I am not expecting a second Orc Burrow until after the upgrade to Stronghold because, well, you really need that fast tech to tier 2 in order to get the Spirit Lodge and the Bestiary up and running. Now, I am looking at the Orc army just because the Blade Master is so hard to keep track of if I am keeping track of the Archmage army. So know that the numbers in the top right all have to do with, well, the Orc army. Now, Voodoo Lounge will be completed. Blade Master, however, will hop on out, most likely go after the Ogre Warrior, take it and only it down, pick up the item, sell that Scroll of Town Portal, pick up double healing salves, and then maybe a speed scroll. Meanwhile, back down across over here, Archmage is going to be going ahead and clearing out the Forest Troll trappers. No Militia going to be doing that as the Archmage moves along and is trying to aggressively creep out all of these additional creep camps. Very, very fast creeping pattern, and as you can see right here, the Archmage going after that last Murloc there, and now we are going to see level 2 on the Archmage fairly fast. Blade Master has picked up double healing salves and that speed scroll. He will be picking up one Circlet of Nobility. It looks as though he did sell one of his items as he is now coming back down across off over here. Blade Master going to clear out this Forest Troll High Priest. Rather difficult to take out, but there is no inner fire on the Forest Troll High Priest, making it, well, much easier or much faster to take out as the Blade Master does pick up a Wand of Illusion. Now that Wand of Illusion will allow the Blade Master to, well, scout out fairly fast as the Blade Master can use that Wand of Illusion on himself and get to all the corners of the map. Now, I guess the follow-up question is going to be, what are the Footmen and the Archmage going to be doing? Archmage picking up perhaps Dust of Appearance and maybe Boots of Speed. There's the Dust of Appearance. Boost of Speed is not yet quite ready, and the Grunt is going to go ahead and engage here. The Archmage is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, being forced to run away. Meanwhile, the Blade Master is sitting at 550 hit points and climbing with that healing salve. Archmage is running around rather quickly as the Blade Master heads over to the other shop to pick up the necessary item. Now, what is this Blade Master going to do here? He's going to head back down. He's going to perhaps be able to steal a little bit of that experience once more. Blade Master does not want to use a Windwalk unless he has to, as this low hit point Footman is going to be backing away. Blade Master a little bit of a damage sponge. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Archmage is going after the Forest Troll trappers and really going to be clearing these out rather fast. Let's see, one Water Elemental going to attempt to clear this out. Meanwhile, Grunts down across over here going to be putting down a bit of pressure. Archmage can now perhaps walk away just a little bit. Water Elemental needs to get that last hit there, and now going after the Grunt instead. Grunt is going to get down to sub 350 hit points if it's not careful. There it goes down to 322 as the Archmage is going to be backing off. Meanwhile, Blade Master is still sitting at level 1, very high on hit points though, and still a decent amount of mana as he gets the Stronghold. We can already see the Shadow Hunter is being added in already as the Blade Master going after the Ogre Magi. We see a Wand of Illusion. Blade Master now wandering around. Meanwhile, we are going into a Mountain King, and I can't help but feel that this game is going pretty much exactly like the previous game that I cast earlier, but I don't believe it is the same game just because the Blade Master doesn't have 2 circlets of nobility. There it is, a Ring of Protection. Perhaps he picked up a Mantle of Intelligence and then ended up selling it instead of having the double circlets of nobility in the previous game. We'll see how much of an impact that makes as the Archmage is now running away from an illusionary Blade Master. The Archmage really not knowing, or unless he stops to take a bit of damage from that illusion Blade Master, really won't know if that Blade Master is real or not. Mountain King, if he uses a Storm Built, will have wasted that mana, as you now see the Mountain King running back off to the north. Ogre Magi is in position. Mountain King will be coming with a Strongbolt. Archmage does have Dust of Appearance, and I expect that Dust of Appearance to be used here momentarily. However, we do not see any Arcane Vaults as Double Priest are being healed or being trained up right now. There's that Dust of Appearance, making sure that the Blade Master is not nearby. Potion of Greater Mana now picked up by the Mountain King. And if that Mountain King can in fact get to level 3, that level 2 Stormbolt with that Potion of Greater Mana will spell a lot of problems, as that Mountain King will be able to land Stormbolt after Stormbolt on the Shadow Hunter and that Blade Master. Both of those heroes, although they are agility heroes, they do take damage still from the spells, and that is why hero nuking is so powerful against the Orc. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what's going down here. Ogre Warrior trying to fight back here. Footman in the front line. Double Priest Militia now being added. Archmage up to level 3. As we see level 2 Water Elemental is going to be joining in on the fight. Blade Master wanders over for just a moment and gets spotted. Mountain King gets up to level 2. Wand of Mana Stealing could be used on the Blade Master to perhaps steal a bit of that mana, and another Stormbolt could go down. Wow, Blade Master is in serious trouble. Is the Mountain King going to perhaps get another Stormbolt off? Oh no, he will not. Blade Master able to escape at 59 hit points. But he could still be revealed. No longer revealed, but then again, no longer windwalking. Mountain King gonna go ahead and put pressure onto the Orc Burrow right here, right now. Wand of Mana Stealing has stolen a good amount of mana, and we could see the Blade Master now try and engage right here. A Scout Tower is being added. Sorceress, Sorceress trying to get away, unable to do so. Blade Master going after some targets as well. Mountain King gets another mana steal off once again, as he could be going after the Forest Troll Berserker. Forest Troll Berserker gonna get taken down. One more shot. There it goes, as the Sorceresses are also getting taken out as well. Too much attention on the heroes, not enough attention on the units, as both sides losing a lot of units early on in this fight. Another Footman could get taken down. Mountain King hoping for a bash, does get the bash, and will be able to finish off another Grunt. Arcane Tower is nearing completion on the upgrade, but will get cancelled. No Arcane Sentry will not be revealing that Blade Master, but the Blade Master could be in trouble still. Spirit Link, Stormbolt, Blade Master now trying to, or will most likely try to windwalk away. Currently low on mana, doesn't have to worry about Spellbreakers though, as Peons in the backfield taking a bit of damage once more. Another Peon will get taken down there. There it goes, another Peon there. Mountain King sitting at level 2. Mountain King sitting at 255 mana, and this is going to be a problem. The Mountain King can lay down 2 more Stormbolts easily, as we now see, well, Wyverns, Wind Riders inside the base of Infi. Infi has nothing to really protect against this. Casters are extremely vulnerable to the piercing damage of the Wind Riders, and now all of a sudden you see the units are now trying to back off. Archmages hoping not to use a Scroll of Town Portal, using a Staff of Teleportation instead, will be able to get back. Will the Wind Rider be able to get in any extra damage? Yes, getting some damage onto that Sorceress. That Sorceress down to 141 hit points and is now just taking a lot of damage needlessly. That Archmage, well, Water Elemental still in position here. Is that Wind Rider going to be able to disrupt enough, as the Water Elemental will be holding back just long enough to try and protect that protect the main base. Blade Master using this opportunity to clear out some high-level creep camps, as the Shadow Hunter gets to level 3. Now with a Mana Stone, a Potion of Mana, and a Clarity Potion. Not quite sure why that Shadow Hunter isn't using this Clarity Potion just quite yet. Wind Rider, the threat of the Wind Rider causing problems. As you can see, that Wind Rider just poking damage onto these units. However, the Wind Rider is slowed, so he's not going to be able to get all of that damage nearly as quickly. Shadow Hunter sitting at 115 mana. Blade Master going after the Ogre Lord. Ogre Lord was ensnared for just a second. Ogre Lord now trying to back away. Hood of Cunning will get picked up by the Blade Master, most likely. Intelligence and agility. That's exactly what the Blade Master needs. More mana, more damage, higher armor, making that blaster or that Blade Master is such a strong weapon, part of that Orc army. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Spellbreakers have been added to the mix. Mountain King sitting at level 3. He has a mana stone as well. So who's going to come out on top? The Mountain King with those Storm Bolts, or the Shadow Hunter with all of those healing waves? Who is going to win the war of attrition, and will the Shadow Hunter be able to stick around long enough? Both sides sitting at 49 over 49 supply. The Wind Rider has pretty much backed off. No more threat here. No, I take it back. Wind Rider is still in play here, trying to go after and getting in damage onto that Arcane Vault or Guard Tower. That Guard Tower down to 100 some odd hit points, down to 95. A lot of repairing is necessary. The Guard Tower will get completed, and it will be forced to back off here in just a moment as the Wind Rider, well, escapes with 21 hit points. Shadow Hunter continuing to do the work in the backfield here, getting up to level 4, does have that potion of mana and does have that mana stone, but doesn't have a clarity potion right now as the units need to head back home and quickly. Blade Master, however, does not have a Scroll of Town Portal as the units are now charging on in. Losing a Kodo Beast without really trading for anything is going to be a definite problem as the Kodo Beast ends up falling. And without that damage bonus, the Blade Master doesn't have enough gas in the tank. Orc Burrow is now trying to fight back here. Is the Blade Master going to be able to engage? Spellbreakers are all here ready to go. There's a Scroll of Town Portal. It is a pure hit and run tactic as all the units will be teleporting back. 57 over 50 supply compared to 50 over 60. Let's take a look. Orc Army unable to train up any additional units until an additional Orc Burrow is built. So he is upside down on supply, but he has a Kodo Beast and a Spirit Walker, just what he was looking for. Meanwhile, what is happening here? It looks like that priest was hexed in midfield, got taken down very fast. Wind Rider now ready to head on out. 57 over 50 compared to 51 over 60. Spellbreakers looking to engage back down across here. Mountain King now sitting at level 4. Archmage currently about 4 and a third, almost 4.5. Will he be able to get to level 5 with level 3 water elementals, thereby making those Wind Riders pretty much moot? We do see an invisible footman now scouting out across the map here as the Blade Master going after the farm. We do not, and I repeat, do not have pillage, so there is not additional gold being gained by the attack, as we do see a Voodoo Lounge being built on the high ground here. Now, the Wind Rider, where are all of those units coming back across? You see Disenchant right there. You saw invisible units as the Wind Riders no longer have anything to fear. Cooldown currently on the Archmage. Last water elemental available as the Blade Master taking far too much damage. There's a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There's a Stormbolt, Spirit Link, and then Potion of Lesser Invulnerability should be used very, very quickly, or needs to be used very quickly. Meanwhile, Mountain King can easily land some more Stormbolts, and the Blade Master, not using the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, uses it in time, currently down to 239 hit points, as units are all still trying to get away. Low hit point Grunt could get taken down. Kodo Beast slowly digesting a Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker looks like it will end up being able to see the light of day again, but there are too many Spirit Walkers and too many Spellbreakers for the Spirit Walkers to really be effective. All of the disenchants should be extremely helpful, but the Spellbreakers are just going to tear apart this army. Healing Wave coming across again. Blade Master trying to stay alive. Blade Master down to 321 some odd hit points. Shadow Hunter no longer has mana. Bash onto the Blade Master, and that is going to be the game. Without the Blade Master and the sheer number of Spellbreakers going up against Spirit Walkers, that should be it. Sorceresses with slow, preventing any sort of retreat, and there is the game. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it.